finding myself the longer I stay in Tokyo, the more I love it, the more I love the people, and obviously the more I love the food.
Chicken eggs!
Funabashi region of Tokyo Bay. We went to Daisan Fish Market that is run by Ogawa-san. He generously allowed us to tour his operation where he operates 7 boats that go out daily.
You could see the freshness in the eyes, were so clear, and the gills so bright red.
There was kohada, which is a fish that I'm familiar with from sushi bars in Hawaii. Suzuki, fugu, the infamous blowfish. Much of his fish went to Tsukiji Fish Market, but there's also the opportunity for local chefs to come to his shop every morning and pick fish for their menus.
Ogawa-san was saying, any chef worth his salt in Japan knows his fish. What's your favorite restaurant in Tokyo?
一番好きなのはどちらでしょうか。
Sanbanze.
Sanbanze. We walked through alleyways, and if you didn't know it, you'd pass right by it, and we found a little gem.
Sanbanze is run by a husband and wife duo, Kenji-san and Miho-san. He had actually ridden his bike down to the docks when we were down there in the morning and asked Ogawa-san what we were looking at. So we had just sashimi. Pretty much everything he prepared for us was uncooked. The Suzuki, we serve that with a ponzu. It's not a fatty fish. It has this kind of chewy bite to it, a texture. The big kohada is actually called konoshiro. He served that 2 ways. He did a tataki, where he chopped it up, mixed it with some negi, fresh grated wasabi and shoyu. And then he had it in little strips that we just dipped in ginger and shoyu.
When you have that kind of quality, that kind of freshness, actually the job of the chef or the cook is to step aside and let the ingredient speak for itself.
All of these fish he had paired with a certain sake.
Would you like one more?
Of course.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Back at home, we thought we should probably do the same thing and visit the fish auction in Honolulu. It is the only auction like this in the United States. It's run by a character, just a giving man named Brooks Takanaka. His grandfather was a longline fisherman. His uncle was a longline fisherman. So he's extremely knowledgeable and intimate with the oceans, currents, the seasons, what it provides, the economics behind being a fisherman. There was auctioneering going on. They actually gave me the opportunity to bid on a fish. Quite honestly, I have no clue what was going on. There was an auctioneer that was speaking a foreign language, saying,
11 pound, anybody get 7.98 cents TF, 40 cents 7.
Per capita consumption wise, we consume almost 3 times more than the rest of the nation.
yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. Our fleet represents less than 3% of the total take of the Pacific.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's
and less than 3% of our product ends up in foreign soil. So it's primarily a domestic market, local as well as the mainland.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. For me, it was invaluable to be there because we're known for snout to tail, nose to tail, and seeing these fish, these hordes of fish that are taken from our oceans, it makes me realize that we have a responsibility to use everything. There was a life that was sitting in front of me. These boats that actually go out for weeks on end, their primary goal is to get tuna or ahi. But in the process, they end up pulling in other fish. These are the fish that in our restaurant that we really like to make use of. There's manchong, there's opa, there's a whole bunch of billfish, different marlin species. The fish that we were fortunate enough to bid on is known as shutome, or broadbill swordfish. Hawaiian name is auku. It is flaky, it's white, moist, and it's incredibly forgiving. So we brought that fish back and cooked it 3 ways. because we really wanted to taste it. So we didn't marinate it or anything. We just used salt and pepper, olive oil. Hey, how's it? How are you? We invited Melissa Chang here, who's probably the most highly regarded food travel blogger in Honolulu. And we pan roasted it with lots of butter and garlic. We grilled it just like you would at home on a barbecue, and we mangrove smoked some. And that really was kind of an afterthought. When we were at the auction block, Brooks mentioned to me that this fish is really good smoked. So what we do at the restaurant is we take these little discs of mangrove wood. It's an invasive plant, and it really destroys kind of the natural estuaries. We found that if you cut it into little thin planks, similar to like cedar plank salmon, put a piece of fish on it and cover it, and it really imparts it with this lovely kind of billowy, soft smoke flavor. Next, we just go like this and go. This is not something you would get at the restaurant. We wouldn't end up giving you a pound of fish on your plate, but it's really so you get we get to taste them all together.
Oh, very nice.
You know, it's firm and steaky, but still very moist.
It's very delicate, like me. Why you laugh? But
You grew up over here.
yes,
Where?
up Liliha.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know, my parents were poor, and so they grew up eating processed foods because it's fast, it's cheap, you know, it's readily available. One day my dad got kahuku fresh corn from the farm, and he's like, wow, this is good. So after that, he banned supermarket corn, you know, and then it just snowballed into other ingredients that he would find from the farm. It's like, okay, that's it. We're going to ban that ingredient, and we started eating more local stuff at home.
It's probably shaped who you are because I mean, all your videos and your columns and your blogs are about the virtues of eating local.
I try. My parents were foodies and they didn't know it. Just at the time, they were like, wow, this tastes good. I'm going to eat that.
Imagine that.